Welcome to Acute Mania Live. That was that song was actually me and Mike, and it took me the longest time to actually play it on my own show. I just didn't. It's not fair. You know what I mean? I got to play other people. It's not fair. But I played it, so if you enjoyed it, go get it because we could use the money. We're poor here. We pay the water bill. No, I'm kidding. Welcome to the show. I decided to take another trip back virtually out to Sacramento because I didn't learn as much as I wanted to with Amber's Wake. So I forced them to give me one of their friends that they played with out there, and Colin's joining me tonight. Welcome, Colin, from Sindria.
What's up?
Is that how you say it? Sindria? You say Sindria?
Yeah. Sindria.
Now I looked that up, and the very first definition I got was watermelon.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never even seen that.
But I assume it's not that. I assume it's
Yeah,
the mythical thing, right? Or the
yeah. It has a lot to do with like pirates and stuff.
okay. Let me look at this again because I mean I swear it said watermelon.
Yeah,
Something.
I'm curious because yeah, I've
Okay.
looked it up a couple times too, and I've never got that.
Um, I guess there's a kingdom of Sindria, which is it says a small island nation founded by Sinbad. Well, King
Yep.
Sinbad, but
Yeah. So that's more so where the inspiration came from.
where did I see? I swear I saw that on here. Yeah, here it is. Uh, no, wait. Yeah, no, wait. I'm googling right now. I'm all googly. I'm so googly. I swear I saw that on this one says something about a Cindy Mellon or something, but it's something like that. It's where did
Yeah,
I?
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever
it was like
dug
the
hard
first
enough
thing
for
that
that.
came up. It was the very first thing. It was on. I don't know if it was Wikipedia, but it was one of the very first ones, and it said it just had a big picture of watermelon. I'm like, there's no way that they're named after a watermelon. It doesn't even. I mean, I can see like a punk band or something doing that, but not you guys. You know, I'm like, what is going on here? But I
I'm gonna
looked.
start saying that though.
Yeah,
People,
I'm gonna type.
it's an easier explanation than saying like the whole like pirate thing. But
I'm gonna type in watermelon right behind it and see what it comes up. Yeah, yeah, Sindria watermelon. There it is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
that's pretty
Look
tight.
it's a seamless watermelon pattern. No, 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 no. That's not. That's Pinterest. Never mind. It's a the most succulent watermelon available.
Hell yeah, dude.
So if you need a succulent watermelon, there's your guy.
Yeah,
Look him up.
I love it, dude. That's so funny.
Sindria. Yeah, I guess you have to type in Sindria watermelon.
Hell yeah,
But
dude.
basically, tell us what exactly it is and how you arrived at that name.
Yeah, so it's from at least the inspiration came from an anime that I watched like a long time ago called The Adventures of Sinbad, and it's part of like a series of anime called Magi. Uh, and basically, yeah, there's a character in it who grows up in like a city that's ravaged by slavery and poverty and all this kind of stuff, and he basically becomes a pirate and starts like a trading company, and he starts like his own island. And he starts like basically like, he creates a little utopia, like his own little island, and he's like, yeah, I want to create like a city that's free of poverty and free of like prejudice and stuff like that. And that was kind of like uh what I wanted to accomplish with music, you know, was like just
Yeah,
to create like a space for people to just listen to music, and you know what I mean. That's more so the inspiration on it.
that's much better than a juicy watermelon. You know,
Yeah,
much. I mean,
it can be a watermelon
I
too.
saw
Yeah,
that. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, that's that. You know, because some. Well, Sindria, for that's a really good example because not a lot of people know what that is. You just Google it.
yeah,
That's the easiest way to do it. Before we had to get the. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I'm in my 40s, so we had to get the encyclopedia off the damn shelf you know
yeah,
and look it up that
yeah,
way. And it was gosh, it took forever. And now it's just do it on your phone and stuff. But
yeah,
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 I
yeah.
was like, there is no way that there's a watermelon. I mean, that it means watermelon, but
Yeah,
like that's why I do interviews so I can ask. So
yeah.
yeah,
I love that though.
like,
Yeah, like
definitely
that's
doesn't represent
definitely
their music.
yeah. Like I said, that's an easier
I can see.
explanation than what I just said. So maybe I'll just start saying it is a watermelon.
Yeah, yeah. You should be like that. Cute media guy said it meant watermelon, so that's what we're sticking with. Just tell the
Yep.
other guys that. You have control now. They're not on. The other guys aren't with you tonight, so you
Nah,
have
man.
control over everything. You're allowed to say anything you want about the band, about them.
Yep.
You have any grievances you want to say about them now?
Oh no, dude. Everybody's awesome,
I'm
dude.
just
Like, yeah,
Have you
yeah.
guys ever done like a long term tour, like a let's say like more than a weekend, like a month or so?
Um. So me personally, yes. But in this band, not yet. We did a couple like regional runs that were like 4 or 5 shows long. But that's probably like the most we've done so far.
Yeah.
Um. But hopefully, yeah, I've been like working my ass off, man, trying to get on a tour though, like on a full length tour. That's what's next for us. We're trying to do some local shows and stuff at the moment. And
Bring it to
then
the East
hopefully book
Coast.
some more
Bring it
stuff.
this way. We'll hook
Dude,
you up.
yeah, for sure.
We'll
I
get it.
would love to, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I
Natural
want to
Tongue will
tour
play
in
with
I want
you.
to tour in Nashville really bad.
Nashville, yeah,
Like
definitely.
yeah, Nashville and like Texas are the two that we've been like once we start breaching out of like a regional standpoint, there's like the two that
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, we got to do those.
Now, give me a little bit of a history. I did read the bio and everything, but just for
Mhm.
the ones that didn't read the bio, give us a little bit of history of the band and how you formed, if it was just a group of friends, things like that.
Yeah. So the OG story, because we've been a band for a while. Actually, so we've all been a band since we were like 16. I'm almost 24. Um, so yeah, we with virtually like very little lineup changes. And we started. There's like a school rock program in our area called VMI. It's ran by a guy named Darren Morris, and he is like the shit. He's the
Like the
coolest guy
Jack
ever.
Black of the School Rock, kind of like
Oh,
that.
totally. Yeah, he's dude. Yeah, Darren Morris is the
Awesome.
shit, man. He's the raddest guy. And pretty much we all met in that program. I met our bass player Blake. I met him through that program when we were like, dude, 12, 13 years old, and we played in like little kid bands. And then I started drumming for another band. We lost he was a guitar player at the time, and then we lost our bass player and was like, hey, you could probably play bass. So he started playing bass, and then as we left that band, we formed what we are now. Well, kind of. And we brought on two of the other guys that were just already in that program that we already knew like were pretty good, could play, and we already got along with because we had already been hanging out with them.
Yeah.
So we just brought them on, and then two of them were brothers, and then we formed a band called Tequila Mockingbird. So we were
Like
Tequila Mockingbird.
tequila, like the drink.
No, like
That would
to
be
kill.
awesome.
That would be awesome. But yeah, it used to be To Kill a Mockingbird, like the book. And then we lost a guitar player. So we lost our drummer's brother. We lost him. He left the band for just like creative differences kind of thing. And then we decided to change the name after that because we decided to go a drastically different route instrumentally. Like we wanted to go different with the music. We wanted to do like something heavier.
What kind of stuff was it early on?
So actually, if you look, it's still, if you look up our Spotify, you can still listen to it. It's actually
cool.
under the name Sindria. Because when we changed the name, we had already written the EP. So we had the EP done. The EP was done as To Kill a Mockingbird, and then as it was finished and like about to go out, we changed the name. So then we put it under the new name, and then now looking back on it, we kind of like decided that we wanted to kind of leave that EP behind because, like I said, we wanted to go something totally different. And if you hear our new stuff and hear the old stuff, it's totally different. So yeah, like those songs on YouTube and every other platform, we changed the names to Kill a Mockingbird. So if you look up To Kill a Mockingbird, you can find them.
Okay.
But we didn't. The only thing we didn't change it on was Spotify.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I don't do Spotify. I'm probably one of the only people in the world that doesn't do Spotify.
dude. Neither do I.
I just
Yeah.
I don't understand the platform. Like I don't get it. Like, and neither does Mike, because when our song came out and we were checking to see if it was on everything. The some of them are a little bit late, but I do Apple Music and it was on there immediately. And then he got on Spotify like the next day. And then my buddy Phil that came on the release show that night, he looked on Spotify right then and it wasn't on there yet. But Mike was trying to play it on Spotify. He's like, so he just presses play. Well, it doesn't play the song that you search for, and that's what I don't
like
understand
hits a shuffle
why.
playlist.
Yeah, I don't.
So yeah,
I don't,
you have to pay for it. Yeah. So in order for it to
right.
like, yeah, in order for you to like look up a song and listen to it, you have to pay for Spotify Premium. Or else it just like will hit like a shuffle list.
Yeah, I mean, you'll eventually hear it, I guess, but it's
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I already have Apple, so I'm not gonna dive into another one. So
Yeah,
but
I guess this is a weird question, but so on Apple Music, does it do? Because I use YouTube Music for whatever
yeah.
reason, like, and the only reason I did that was because I used to just listen to music on YouTube, And
Yeah.
then when they came out with YouTube Music, it was like, oh, we already know what you listen to. So if you
Hmm.
just get YouTube Music, it's already all the shit you listen to. And
I
I was
have
like,
that
oh,
too
cool.
because I have the YouTube Premium,
Yeah,
for creators or whatever, and but I don't use like YouTube Music. I guess I have it, but I don't ever use it.
yeah. Like I said, I like that I didn't have to like tailor everything that I was listening to. You know what I mean? To like
Again.
Spotify, you have to like go
Yeah.
through and like tailor your like playlist so it plays stuff you like or
Oh.
whatever. And YouTube Music was like, we already know what you listen to. It's all good. So
Yeah,
that went that direction.
Apple doesn't really do that, but it when you like if you're listening to something like say it's already in your library, um, you can I think you can turn this option off. I leave it on, but when that song's over and you don't have any like it's if it's not on a playlist that you made or the album's over or something, it'll play something similar to it, like a band similar to it. And sometimes it's way in left field. Like sometimes it'll just turn to hip hop. And I mean, I listen to some hip hop here and there. It's
Yeah, yeah,
very sparingly, but sometimes like I'll be listening to like for example like Tool or something, and then maybe that song's over and I just didn't get to to my phone or whatever I'm on at the time and to change it, to play something next. And
yeah.
it'll do it itself and it'll be like Jay-Z. And I'm like, why are you this totally kills the vibe, Totally kills the vibe. So,
That's hell
but
funny.
there is a thing that you have to set up. Well, you don't have to, but it's Apple for Artists, and you can go in and you have to claim your channel. So I went in
Yeah,
and did that for our stuff, and you can make yourself a bio and
yeah. Spotify has that too, like
all that
Spotify for
stuff.
Artists thing. Yeah,
So that was kind of that was an interesting experience, just doing that stuff. And I mean, we didn't do a bio, but I think I answered because they do like the suggestion questions, and you can't change the questions. It's either those or none. So it's like
yeah,
what? I think I answered one of them like a I don't know, like a memorable something. I don't know what it was, but it
yeah.
was. But I don't know whether Spotify's like this too. But the image guidelines, like what your artist image is supposed to be,
Oh
is a
yeah,
big thing. Like it didn't take the one the first time, so I uploaded another one and it accepted it finally today. So
yeah, yeah. Spotify's weird about like the like dimensions. We're like trying to make like uh a background. It's like yeah, it has to be like a 1650 to whatever,
I
and
hate
then
that.
like
I hate
yeah,
that.
and then I'll edit the like I don't know. I'm not a graphic designer or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'll try to edit the video or edit the picture, and it'll like either look super wonky, like all of our faces are all
Yeah,
long
yeah.
or
Like when
something.
you change the size, if you make it bigger, it makes it blurry too. Like, it's
Yeah, yeah,
and all these services online they say it's free until you go to download it, and they're like, oh yeah, it's $1.99 a month.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
just want
exactly.
this
Yeah,
one. Can I just pay for this one? I mean, I'll give you 50 cents.
yeah. Well, they get away with like it's a free download, but you got to pay
Yeah.
for the service. You know what I mean? It's like, oh well, okay.
I'm trying to make a logo because I'm starting to do like where I go to shows and I'll film and then I'll come back and edit it and then give it to the band. They can just have it. And but I want to make it a separate logo than like my show. I just like a
Yeah,
media something. So I was on some kind of logo website last night to do that and I got all the way to the point. I'm like, okay, this will work. This will be good. And then it said $29.99 a month. Any size you want, unlimited edits, unlimited downloads. I'm like, I just want this one time. I will mess with it.
yeah,
I will do that. But
yeah, exactly.
so you know what I did?
Huh?
I screenshot it. I
Yeah,
screenshot
dude.
it. I didn't even download it. I stuck it to the man. I screenshotted the damn thing, and it looks fine to me. I mean, I can
Yup.
jazz it up,
Yeah.
pay for it,
I like it.
whatever. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for shit. So I went and made another logo. I had another logo I needed to make, and I was like, I'll just screenshot that one too. I
Yep,
mean,
dude.
how they going? They're not because there's no like watermark in it or anything because you made it. It's just their
Yeah,
logo.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, and then it said you can download a low quality image for free, but you have to credit them for. I ain't doing that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like
Don't offer it to me if you don't want people to do that. Don't offer it. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. But
No, no, not at all. Probably.
the logo that's paid for. So
Yeah.
you can't get me for that. I didn't screenshot that one. I'm not trying to get myself in trouble here. Hey, let's go ahead and listen to one of your songs. I want people to hear what you sound like, and I want to
Yeah.
hear one of the songs too because it's badass. We'll play Growth is Pain first, if that's cool.
Cool. Yeah, that's the latest one we put out. So that's the newest. Yeah.
What's the song about? What's it? What was the writing process in this one and things like
Oh, dude, it went through like a couple different like kind of changes. But in reality, it tells it from the perspective, or it switches perspectives like halfway through the song from like somebody talking to somebody, and then the second perspective being like the person in the song, or the person. It's just generally it's just about like how like struggles make you stronger kind of thing, like that general concept. It's a lot of our songs are very general, you know what I mean. I try to like not pigeonhole like our stuff to where, you know, people can make their own kind of meanings, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, like how it talks about like in order to grow as a person, it's, you know, it's gonna suck, and that's just how you get better or get what you want out of your life, or however the case is. Like, you know, shit that's good sucks to do. You know.
Let's take a listen to it. It's Sindria. It does not mean watermelon. They're fantastic. Check it out. It's the song's called "Growth Is Pain." Badass. I'm probably gonna be thrashing over here, so just, you know.
Welcome to Life After Death. We hope you enjoy your stay. Forever in pain.
We're starting to break through. Come on, how much can you take before there's nothing left of you? I wanna see you cut the roof out until you hit the bottom. The crime that comes to find the road you left behind is nothing that you would've Are you waiting? Are you waiting for someone to save you? Thank God, life is not just sunshine and rainbows. Everything is fine. Wake up, it's time to come back to life and wait again to die. I thought, trying to come to terms with it, find myself amongst the wreckage, falling in and out of consciousness. Murder me, I am reborn, I am gone. Wasted so much time. Ever fall, I fall. I pray I hit the bottom. I pray I hit the bottom. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Thank God, life is not just sunshine and rainbows. Everything is fine. Wake up, it's time to come back to life and wait again to die. Thank God, life is not just sunshine and rainbows. Everything is fine. Wake up, it's time to come back to life and wait again to die. And wait again to
Jesus Christ, that's badass, man. I talk about this all the time on here, but listening on cans is so much different than listening through a speaker. for anybody.
yeah.
Anybody, even if you don't know music that well or instruments, it doesn't matter. You can pick up, you can hear things that you wouldn't normally hear on a speaker.
Yeah, totally.
They're just because that's how I until I get on the show, it's all through speakers.
Oh yeah.
I always
think
wait until I'm on the show to hear it like that.
there's nothing even similar to just wearing like a good pair of headphones, like listening to a song, like, especially like you said, especially like canned headphones like that. Like, yeah, that's the way to do it, man, for sure.
The okay, listening to you guys and also listening to Amber's Wake, from being in Sacramento, like I said, I never had anybody from Sacramento other than them. The music scene, if it's all about this style, that I've got to get there, or I've got to know more people or more bands there, because that seems crazy. It's good. It's tight, and it's not just one steady beat. It's all kinds of things. I mean, it is the steady beat, but it's all kinds of different rhythms going on, and screaming and things like that.
Yeah, do we have a really dope music scene in Sacramento? Like, I don't know, because I'm not like too educated on like where like the good scenes are. I feel like I should be probably, but dude, but Sacramento, dude, is like a pretty sick music scene, bro. We have a lot of like what you said, like a lot of our bands in Sac are just really, really good. I mean, dude, and we actually have like a pretty big like beatdown, like hardcore scene too. That like Salt Wound is like another like really fucking sick band that's coming out of Sac right now. We have dude, like another thing about Sac is we have like probably 6 to 7 like top tier producers in the area to like basically choose from. You know what I mean? I mean, there's like a lot of really sick producers in Sacramento. And we record with Matt Thomas, who also does Darko, Spite, Left to Suffer. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And he's the shit, dude. Like, not enough good things to say about that guy. He's fucking awesome.
you said you produce also, right? What do you?
Yeah, I'm also a producer. I'm less not as good as Matt.
Not yet, right? Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Do you do stuff for the band? Do you do stuff for other bands? What do you?
Yeah, so I guess technically we do a lot of our own like in-house producing. Like I write, or at least like we collectively write a lot of our stuff. But yeah, like we do 90% of the work like in our own studio, and then we'll write the songs. We'll do all of like the After Effects, all the synths, all that kind of stuff. Like most of the drum production, and then when we schedule time for Matt, we go in and we basically redo everything on like that template. You know what I mean? Like we'll take that template and we'll just kind of basically retrack guitars there, and we basically do that because I would pay Matt every dime we pay him just for his opinion on songs. To be totally honest, You know what I mean? Just to have him like hear our songs and be like, hey, well, I think this transition here feels weak, or like when we recorded Growth is Pain, we walked in there and there was a riff in that song that we had totally switched around, where he was like, dude, this is a fucking breakdown riff, dude. Like this riff is heavy and then this riff falls flat. So like, why don't we just take these and like mess the structure a little bit? And then it ended up being like way better for it. And it was like, man, that sounds way better, Well, so just like little things like that are I'd pay him every dime twice over for just that opinion. You know what I mean?
As a producer yourself, are you starting to gain that knowledge that he's dispelling to you, about your music? Are you starting to hear things in other people's music? Just
totally
say ours like at the beginning. Did you hear anything? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Free advice. But
no, totally. Yeah.
I know that's probably a different ear than like a musician, has, they hear what they've written, and when somebody else says, well, that part doesn't, it works, but it doesn't work. Try this, I don't know how they say it, but
totally. And I've taken like I take a lot of what Matt says and I apply it to our own stuff too, because when we, like Growth is Pain is actually the first song we ever. I know it was the most recent one to come out, but that was actually the first song we ever recorded with Matt. so like going from that and hearing everything that he has to say about it, and then we did this on purpose with him. That's like one of our really heavy songs. So after we went in with that, we went in with a softer song. So we went in with one of the unreleased ones off the EP. We went in with a softer song, and just to see how he would feel about that. And then we took like all his opinions on both of those and applied it to everything else, right? So everything else that we were writing, we started writing better music because even something very simple. Matt loves to say, dude, like cut the meat out of that part, right? Like there's no need for that fucking verse to be that long. Like it can be half the length and accomplish the same exact thing that you were trying to do with it being super long, with it being a minute long verse. He goes like, this thing can be 20 seconds long and accomplish the same exact thing for the song, right? Like it doesn't change the feel of the song or how the vibe is, or it doesn't change anything. It's just like it's just shorter, and now you have time in the song to do other stuff or to make other things interesting, or even the classic, like people only have so much attention span, so when songs are fucking 12 minutes long. Yeah, so a lot of people like lose interest in a 12-minute long song, you know what I mean? And we had songs on the EP that were like 7 minutes or something like that, and and then now, like looking back at those after being in the studio with Matt so long, it's like, man, yeah, that chorus did not need to be a 2.5 minute long chorus.
I mean, like I think Dream was pushing 8 minutes originally.
Yeah.
And
I think there's a time and place for that though, because even in like Periphery's new record they put out, there was a lot of like Periphery songs that were like 8-9 minutes long, and they don't feel that long, where you listen to them, you're like, whoa. Like
in Tool has songs that are like 12 minutes and 13, but they can't. I think they do that because they can now. Like
exactly
when you're up and coming and people don't really know you, you don't want to, unless you can guarantee that it's not going to bore somebody and it's going to keep their attention, which I don't know how you would do that. How do you keep someone's attention? What kind of flares do you put in that song just to make it attention grabbing? I mean, it doesn't matter what you do because it's just what the person's going to hear. If they don't like it, they're not going to listen to the entire thing. It's just
yeah. I definitely think for like longer songs there's a time and a place for it. And I think like you have to be like a kind of a type of artist, and to me, like being the type of artists we are, like our music doesn't really grant being 8 minutes long. You know what I mean? Like
if jam band and you can just keep jamming it out,
yeah. Like if Growth is Pain, was an 8 minute long song, I'd be like, okay, it's getting a little much. Like towards like 5 minutes,
yeah, I would probably get, I don't think I would get bored with it, because I would want to hear what's next in it. I'm those people. I just want to. I don't. Yes, sometimes you'll lose interest, or I'll lose interest.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on in there. So if it was 8 minutes, I would want to hear. Okay, if they're doing all this at the beginning, what the heck are they doing at the end? Like left with something.
Totally.
But I can see what you mean. You don't want to spend all that time on one song when you could put all those efforts to another track. You know?
And I think like at least from a producer's standpoint, like if you have an 8 minute long song, you still shouldn't have 2.5, 3 minute long verses, right? Or like basically if you have an 8 minute long song, it should be like rapidly changing, it should be very dynamic. Like if you hit a 2 minute mark and you hear one song and then you skip another 2 minutes, it should sound like it's changing. And then you hit 5 minutes, 6 minutes in a song, it should sound like a different fucking song.
Right.
You know what I mean? But in the same vibe or realm. But I definitely think the mistake a lot of people make, I think, is making a 6 minute or 8 minute long song, right? But having like, you only really have 6 or 7 parts in those songs. They're all just a minute long.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? To where like, I feel like that's the mistake, right? To where like, you're not switching enough or being more, you're not being dynamic enough, right? It's like you just made a normal song, but you just dragged everything out until it was long as fuck.
I feel that comes down to talent too. The talent of the band members. Really, I mean, it's one person can't do it alone. And it's got to be constantly changing. Well, not constantly,
totally.
But
and a lot of those songs, right? If you just take, and I feel like that's a pretty common tell for like a lot of people's first songs they put out. Like our songs on our first EP are very much like the same exact story. So like I'm talking from experience, like if you were to just take all the parts you have in the song and make them shorter, you're accomplishing the same vibe. It's just like you're grabbing people's attention quicker, because
Right.
it's like
Yeah. It's like
now instead of having 6-7 parts that are all a minute long, you have 6 or 7 parts that all happen within a 4-minute, 3-minute span. So the vibe of the song is the same vibe. Like you're not changing, it's this, you're accomplishing the same like artistic goal, but just in
that's
a
a very good
in a
point.
more easy to listen to platform. You know what I mean?
I've never really thought about it like that. That's a great point. That's great advice too for
Yeah.
for anybody that's listening, really, because that's when I write lyrics and things, I try not to be, I guess, long-winded with them, and
Yeah.
I try to make them not rhyme every time, because you don't have to freaking rhyme every time, and I try to make the second chorus different than the first one. But
Totally.
the same kind, but in the same vibe, but not the same words. I don't know.
Yeah, we do that same thing too. Like if you notice in certain songs, I'll add runs to like I think like I fall into the trap of like with every chorus, I try to add something to it, So like there's either like I'll do something where I have a synth in like a in the second verse that's not in the first chorus, but then I'll have it like continue from the second verse into the third chorus, right? So it like all like blends. That's a pretty cool thing to do. And then I'll like do stuff where I like add runs, to where like I'll have it the first verse or the first chorus be like the most simplified version of it that you could make. And then like the second one is like, okay, well, let me add some sauce to that. And the third one is like all the sauce. You know what I mean?
I might have to send you some of our upcoming stuff.
Yeah, dude, totally. I'm down.
I'll try to pay you. I don't know if I can. But
Dog.
we did a music video to Dream. It's not out yet, but
Okay.
so that's another expense. You know what I mean?
Dude, music
But
videos is the one thing
we did
like,
it at my house. We did it at my house in my living room, and one of
yeah,
my buddies lives up a couple towns up. He's a photographer, and I was like, do you do music videos? And he's like yeah, 'cause he's in a band too, and he's like, yeah, I do all of ours. I was like, well, we want to do one for Dream, and he goes. So I sent him the track, and he's like, yeah, he's like, I got so many ideas, and so he came down. He was maybe here for 3 hours, and he brought one of those black curtains. It's like a backdrop kind of thing, and I
yeah,
had my fog machine, and the fire alarm went off like or smoke detector went off like several times. My cat was terrified, but I mean,
yeah.
it was a great experience because I've never done anything like that. I've never like mouthed the words, and
Oh
played the
yeah.
guitar, but you're not going to hear it in the video because it's just be the song. So it was fun, and
Yep.
Mike's in there, he's like wailing on the guitar and stuff, but it's not plugged in anything. It's he's just
Yeah.
playing. So it
It's
was a weird
funky, dude.
experience.
It's a funny experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and music videos is something I feel like I still don't have down fully yet. You know what I mean? I mean, we
I
have
can I can do editing. I can edit clips for the I'll edit a clip from us tonight and post it. I can do that. But like when
yeah,
it comes to doing an entire thing where you have to sync up the music to whatever they were doing in the
yeah,
I'll pay for that all day long. 'Cause
100%.
I don't
Yeah,
really
me
have any
too.
attention span for that either. Like I wouldn't. I'd be like, man, this is taking forever. Just
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, or even like concepts for music videos is just like something where I'm like, I think I lack in a lot, to
Yeah,
where it's uh like
it's
not that I'm
funny.
not confident in our own stuff, but yeah, I mean like that's like one thing where I'm just like, okay, we have this like really dope song, and I
Like, how
think
do you
like
portray it in
yeah,
acting?
yeah, and that's hard. That's a hard thing for me, like how do I get like the vibe of this song into like something visual and have it not look like crap.
Yeah, and like we had an idea of what we wanted to do. The whole all the lyrics is just about having a dream, and everything's very vague, and how people don't really remember their dreams. They do sometimes, and you don't really see anybody. So like we didn't want our faces to be shown, and if they are, they need to be like blurry because you don't remember what people look like. You remember who
Yeah.
they are maybe, but so we wanted to make it very foggy, and I think we accomplished that because, like I said, the whole living room is just fog all evening. But I mean, but it was great. It put us in the, we're not actors at all. So like, he would be like, he would tell me, go like this, really slowly, and
Yeah.
I would, and it's like 5 times in a row. So he would get the, have several to choose from. But it was just weird because we would have the music playing, so that helped. Like we put it on the stereo. So
Yeah.
but it was just, yeah. Okay, so do you want to do the wiener segment now, or do you want to play the chapel first? I'll leave it up to you.
Oh, I'm down for whatever, man. Yeah,
Are you down for wieners? You want to do wieners now?
sure. Let's wiener it up.
Let's wiener it up. All right. Now be careful because I'll use that as a clip. Let's wiener it up. No. Okay, so there's an intro to this.
Okay.
This is my dad. My mom and dad were in Hawaii a couple months ago, and when they were there, I said, "Let's do come on the show. We'll do a show when you're in Hawaii." Well, it rained that day, so we didn't do the show when they were out on the beach. It was just in their hotel room. Well, anyway, my sister was in the chat. There's a I didn't tell you there's a live chat along with the stream. Nobody's chatting. There's 5 watching though. It says, "Damn it, chat to me." But my sister was in the chat room and she goes, "Have Dad sing the weenie song." I was like, "Ooh, that's a good idea." So he did, and I went through it and kind of edited a little bit and put it on my sound pad, and now it's the intro to the wiener segment. So this is my dad and my mom in one spot. Check this out. It's called I don't know what it's called, but it's called the Weenie Man, I guess.
No, a weenie man. He owns a weenie stand. He sells most anything from hot dogs on down. Someday I'll join his life and be his
weenie wife.
hot dog. I love that weenie man.
Okay, that's my dad.
Yeah, dude.
They're famous now.
I love it.
I don't know. So what the wiener segment is actually has to do with hot dogs.
Okay.
Mike, that I was telling you about, that plays guitar in Natural Cause. He also my roommate, and he's probably watching now. He'll put eyeball emojis in the chat if he is watching. But he's got a crazy fetish for hot dogs, man. He's very he loves wieners. Now he got mad at me. He got mad at me when I started calling it the wiener segment. He's like, "No, it's hot dogs. It throws it completely off." I was like, "Well, if you do it, then you can call it whatever you want. It can be your segment. You do whatever you want for 5-10 minutes of the show." But he doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Yep. There's the eyeballs right here.
Yeah.
There he is. Okay, so he's listening. So basically, I think the band was from Texas when we first started this, and he's like, ask them what they like on their hot dogs, or where I can get a hot dog there. So that's what this segment's about. I even asked the guy in Finland that I had on a couple weeks ago, and they actually do eat hot dogs in Finland, believe it or not. They for right up, like down the street at a restaurant. But I think he said, what did he say he puts on his? Garlic and mayonnaise, which is a weird topping for a hot dog, but it's Finland.
That is weird, yeah.
Whatever. But so basically, yeah, that's the whole segment. You know, what do you like on your hot dogs if you eat them? And where would Mike go if Mike was to come to Sacramento and get a hot dog? Where would he go to get the best one?
Oh, dude. So I think it depends on what kind of wiener, though, because there's multiple wieners, man.
Wieners, multiple colors. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. There's big ones, wide ones. But dude, yeah, like, because if it's just a brat, right? Like if it's a brat, straight just mustard. You know what I mean? Like,
I think maybe it's more of a traditional hot dog. You know, like
okay. So traditional hot dog, I'll do like, I think I'm just a ketchup mustard guy, right? Like I'm pretty simple with the ketchup mustard, but I used to work at a ski resort.
Ooh.
And we used to have international employees, guys from South America and stuff, that used to come down and teach, because our winters are opposite. So they would, ski and teach all winter in South America. And then during their summer, they come to the US and they teach just so they can ski and teach ski all year round. That's a long explanation for the hot dog thing, but
that's all right. No, that's cool. That's a good one.
So we used to stay with them like all the time. They'd come stay at our house and stuff, and they do ketchup, mayo, dude, something else. But I took the ketchup and mayo thing, and that's actually pretty good. Better than I thought it was going to be, because I'm not a big mayonnaise guy. You know what I mean? I don't even really like mayonnaise on a sandwich, but yeah, that one's weird for me. Like, it's actually like, I don't even really like mayonnaise, but they got it going with the ketchup mayo thing.
Somebody mentioned one time mac and cheese on the hot dog as a topping.
That doesn't sound bad.
No, it doesn't. It
Yeah.
just sounds very filling. You wouldn't be able to eat several. And usually when you eat hot dogs, you're allotted a good 3 or 4 of them. You should be,
Yeah.
especially at a barbecue or something. But no, when I was telling Mike, I said, well, the band's from Sacramento tonight, and he goes, "Oh, California dogs." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What?" Because I already asked Amber's Wake about it, and he said they do a lot of avocado in California.
Yeah.
I don't see. I mean, I don't eat avocado, but do you see that anywhere? Anybody put avocado?
Yeah, a lot of places do avocado. Like, but one place that I will say is I'm more like we're collectively from Sacramento, like we're a Sac band, but I'm mostly from the Modesto area.
From the what? Where is?
So Modesto, it's like just
Okay.
I think we're just
Like a
out like
suburb or
45 minutes away from Sac.
Okay.
So but in Modesto there's a place called Grubhub, and it's just a bunch of it's on 9th Street, Modesto, downtown, and there's like I don't even know 40 food trucks down there, and I would not be able to remember the name of this truck for the life of me, but there's one truck at that Grubhub it's a hot dog truck. Like that's all they do is like gourmet hot dogs and stuff. And that is definitely like easiest, hands down the best like hot dogs I've ever had. And they do like nutty shit. I mean, they do like the like elote dog where it's like corn, like it's like corn, cheese, hot sauce, and then they'll do like a pizza dog where it's like marinara and pepperoni. Like bro, they get crazy, dude, but it's good.
Mike, he's a great cook, and he's actually looking to open up a restaurant. He's gonna have hot dogs. He's already
Sick.
said that, but here at the house he'll get like fajita shells, like for soft taco. But he'll make a pizza with it. Like that'll be the crust, and then you just make the rest of it just a pizza. It's the bomb. I'm like, dude, that's what you need to do at your restaurant or somewhere. Just sell that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everybody eats pizza, but to be a good pizza place that people say, well, I want this tonight, this kind of pizza tonight, and not like Domino's or something. You have to do something different, right? And it could be the sauce, it could be the toppings or whatever. But I'm telling that crust, because it's a thin crust, yes, but it holds together well. You wouldn't think it would because it's a soft shell thing, but it's damn good. If he doesn't do it, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be a millionaire, and I'm going to laugh at him. I'll just give him like a hot dog gift card. Or something.
Yeah, you'll be his plankton, straight searching for that recipe, dude. Yeah.
I mean, I would try that food truck you're talking about. Just
dude, it's awesome. Yeah, they do like they have,
or they wouldn't do it.
They got all sorts of shit there. I mean, if you're ever in Modesto, it's the green truck. It's the truck's bright green. You can't miss it. But
I do need to come to California again. I have a cousin that lives in somewhere around Santa Ana.
Okay.
I was about 13 when we went out there.
Yeah.
And we went to like Universal, and we did the touristy crap. We saw the where OJ supposedly, I don't get into politics or anything like that.
Yeah.
Where OJ supposedly murdered, where it happened, basically. You know what I'm talking about? So like,
I've never been there, but I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like a normal neighborhood, I think we were doing that. Like the you can get a map and you can drive around and try to see the celebrity homes or whatever. You can't really see it because it's just all you see is like the driveway and a gate because you can never see.
Yeah, it's like fucking a mile up the hill. Yeah,
it's something to do. But I think we were out doing that, and my cousin was like, the OJ scene is up here. Well, all along that road, there's these signs that say no stopping, because people would stop and take pictures of it or whatever, get out and roam.
Yeah.
Well, I have a shot of it. I had my little disposable Kodak camera from back in the 90s, and I have a shot of it. I think I got it. I think that was the right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because people honk their horns at you if you slow down. Like they don't want.
Oh,
you.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably not like that now, but I mean, this was in the 90s, right around the time it happened. So.
And where's that at?
Somewhere in like L.A. or wherever that.
Okay. Yeah.
Look it up and see, but. We were just out doing the celebrity tour map or whatever it was, just trying to find the houses and stuff. I mean, like I said, you can't see anything anyway, but
yeah.
But it was fun. I mean, but yeah, I just now remember that we did that. But I also talked to the Amber's Wake guys about earthquakes. So we don't have. I've felt an earthquake here before. My dad's a geologist, so and he was with me the day that it occurred, and it was It was just a little tremble and it was over. But I was up on a ladder, and he was holding the ladder.
Oh, the best place to be during an earthquake on a ladder.
It was a little tremble, and I was like, did you just shake the? He goes, nope, that was an earthquake, and he knew immediately because we don't even have them around here, but that's the kind of stuff that he had studied before.
Yeah.
But have you ever been in? That's a terrible question to ask, but have you ever been in a major quake or?
No, I've never been in them.
I know you guys are around the.
We have a lot of little ones. Yeah, I guess in our area, like we get like a lot of like little itty bitty ones to where like sometimes you don't even know, and then you just get like an alert or something like that where it's like, oh, there's been a tiny earthquake or whatever.
I think there was one a few weeks ago, wasn't there? It was like on a 4.
Something like that. Yeah, it like we get a lot of small ones to where like sometimes I won't even notice anything happened, and then I'll like look out and like my pool is like hitting one of those, and I'm like, oh, there must have been an earthquake,
Oh.
But the biggest earthquake I ever felt is I used to drum for this band called X Method, and we were on tour in Peru.
Nice. They have a lot over there. They just had a major one, actually.
Dude. Yeah, and I've never, bro. This shit was crazy. This was like the biggest earthquake I've ever felt, and like I said, I live in California. Like people say we have a lot of earthquakes and stuff. But dude, yeah, I've never and it wasn't like a major earthquake, and maybe it felt bigger because we're like in like a foreign place that like or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we our singer has family out in Peru, right? Or our old singer, sorry, because I'm not in that band anymore. But the singer had family in Peru, and we we're staying like at his family's house, right? And they live like not in the third world section of Peru, but they definitely are not like in a touristy section of Peru. I mean, like we're in this house, and like there's just the roof is like straight, just like metal graded roof, and you can just see through it. There's like holes this big in the ceiling. You just see right to the sky, right?
Yeah.
And some of these houses, I mean, some of the houses in that area are made of fucking sticks and chewed up gum.
That's normal, I guess. That's normal. Like,
yeah,
it has to be like a sort of a culture shock,
Oh, totally. And that was actually Peru was the first time because I was like 16. That was the first time I'd ever like seen third world country or just like this is the first time I'd been out of the United States outside of like Mexico. So to be there and to see how like different it was actually like super eye-opening to me. Like I'll never trade that experience for anything, because
it's even different than like homelessness, because I mean
totally.
I'm sure it's in Sacramento, and I mean it's everywhere. I mean we have it here. And that's kind of it's not really a culture shock, but it's just awful to see it. But when you go to places and people live like that, and that's normal to them, they don't know. That's nice for them. That's having a roof over their head is the best thing ever. It's just I think Americans, I'm in politics again, or not politics, but just other things. It's just life, though. It's just we're so used to what we're used to. The way we have a roof over our head, we have a nice room that we're sitting in, and when you go to someplace and they think in their eyes, nice to them is just having a roof, or just having one room is good is fine.
Yeah, and I had somebody put it to me pretty recently that. Like if you ever don't feel grateful for shit around you or anything like that, or just feel like I said, you said, like America is we have like the opposite of a culture shock. We have like all of this, everything around us all the time. And then
we have a lot here. Yeah.
And it's like very the same concept of like when people like doom scroll on Instagram or whatever, we're just like looking at like reel after reel after reel, and your brain's like not processing everything. Well, like America's just like that in general. Like, we just have so much going on around us all the time that a lot of people are like, if you've never been outside of America, you should just go, and don't like go to the touristy parts of countries. Like go to like where the real people live. And like look at life, because it's like that's like the most education, like worldly education you could possibly get, is just from doing that. And and I totally feel that, because like I said, the first time we went to Peru, and we even went to the favelas, right? Because we're staying at this house, and I'm looking off like into the distance, and you can see the hills, and I just see like little lights out there and stuff. And I'm like, well, I asked my our friend that was there. I was like, what's out there? The guy who like he lives there, and basically like our translator or whatever. And I was like, what's out there? And he goes, oh, that's the favelas. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, that looks like a cool place. You know, to me, I was thinking that looks like the city. You know, there's a bunch of lights out there. And he was like, no. He goes like, dude, like 95% of the people out there don't have running water. He goes like, they live without running water. Like they can't take showers. They can't wash their fucking
how
hands.
do you live without that? You know, like when
Oh,
you
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like,
you know, I don't know what to do when I lose electricity. You know, like,
dude, and then we drove through the favelas, drove through that area to get somewhere we were going at some point, like a couple of days after that. And we were in a taxi, and I had my phone out. I'm sitting in the back seat of a taxi, and I like just take my phone out of my pocket, and I'm like going on my phone, just going on Instagram or something. And the taxi driver like turns around and starts yelling at me in Spanish, right? And I don't know what he's saying because I don't know a lick of Spanish, right? Yeah. So I'm like, whoa, like what did I do? What did I do? And then our translator guy, actually our singer who knew Spanish, was sitting in the front seat, and he turns around and goes, dude, he's telling you to put your phone away, because like if people out here in the favelas see that you have your phone, they'll just break the car window and fucking rob us. I was like, holy shit.
That's kind of like I had a long time ago, like at the beginning. I don't say not a long time ago, but I 3 years ago this year. One of the first few episodes I had was a techno duo from Brazil, and from what's the big city in Brazil that
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking. It's I can't think of it, but that's where they live. And you know, we were talking about like crime and stuff. Is it really as bad? And they're saying, you know, well, as long as you don't go down the some streets, you know, and I was looking it up, you know, before I had them on. I was looking up things in Brazil so I could talk to them a little bit about it. And it would say on the hotel websites, don't ever go alone, and don't go down any streets that aren't lit. Or I mean, it was. Yeah. I had asked them. I said, have you guys been robbed? And they're like, oh yes, several times. Just like walking home, because their studio, they were doing the show from their studio. Their studio is not at their home; it's just a place that they rented. Just to it was techno music, so it's just DJing and stuff. But you know, that's crazy. Like several times, just going home or just going to the studio, just walking down the street, they would just get robbed.
Yeah,
you just don't carry anything. You can't do. You just don't carry anything.
Like, I asked them at some point, like one of the first nights we were there.
You know.
Oh yeah. And one of the first nights there, I asked like the guys that live there. I was like, hey, are there any like when we were gonna go out and get something to eat, right? And you just like walk everywhere out there, because you know we were just gonna walk everywhere within like our vicinity or whatever. So I asked them, I was like, hey, you know, being from like California, I was like, hey, are there any like colors I shouldn't wear? Like, should I not wear fucking green, or like, you know, because like that is like a thing out here in California.
Is it like that in Sacramento though? Like you shouldn't.
I've never personally like experienced that, but people say that, you know what I mean? And there's definitely areas that like, you don't want to like wear, and mostly like solid colors. Like there's areas for sure you don't just want to wear like a solid red t-shirt.
That's what you're representing.
That's like a no-go. Yeah. But it's in like very selective areas. But you know, and in Peru, I don't know if we're in one of those selective areas, you know, like all that thing. Right? So I just asked them, I was like, hey, is there any colors I shouldn't wear? Like, am I just gonna get fucking stabbed if I like wear green or something?
They didn't say black, did they? Because I don't know about you, but I got a lot of black shirts. You know?
No, but they said they were kind of confused, and they're like, no, like you can wear whatever you want. And I told them, I was like, oh yeah, well, you know, in California, like that's like before you go into a sketchy area, you want to ask people like, hey, should I not wear this color? I was like, so I was just asking. And he goes, oh well, you know, unless you're wearing the wrong soccer jersey. And I was like, oh yeah. And he goes like, or out there it's football. And he goes like, yeah, if you're wearing like the wrong football jersey in like a certain city, they will fucking kill you.
It will
like
I think
actually kill
like
you.
London and shit. I think like certain parts of Europe, it's like that too. What's that movie? Green Street Hooligans. Have you ever seen that movie? It's got the Harry Potter kid in it. Whatever, I can't remember.
Okay, yeah. He's
in it. But I think Justin Timberlake's in it too. But it's a great movie. Maybe it's not Justin Timberlake. It doesn't matter. But look it up. Green Street Hooligans, and it's all about like about the riots and people getting their ass kicked for soccer. It's soccer, damn it.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah,
I
yeah,
played
it's
soccer
crazy.
when I was a kid, and it wasn't like that.
Yeah, because people are passionate about like their American football teams and stuff and like all that kind of stuff. But I've almost never seen it, like at least in my area, I've almost never seen it to the point of like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you because you're wearing a Raiders jersey.
Well, who is I know you have the Kings, you have in basketball, but who do you have?
Yeah,
for,
Kings in basketball.
Who do you have for football? Or who do you guys supposed to root for? I guess.
At least for, I don't fucking jack shit about football, but I know that it's like out here a lot of the 49ers. It's a lot of like 49ers
Yeah, they're
fans.
closer to San Francisco, right?
Yeah, San Francisco. At least this area.
You have
and
hockey?
then, for basketball, it's the Kings in Sacramento, and then like for like some of the other parts in the Valley, it's the Warriors because that's like Bay Area too.
Yeah, but no mobs and no colors and yeah. What, I'm gonna wear a jersey or something. I don't know. I don't watch NBA, so I don't really.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not a big sport guy either.
Let's take a listen to the Chapel.
Yeah.
What's this song about? Is it about church?
No. It is about.
I didn't figure it was. I just
Yeah, I get that question a lot though. Like when people are like, "Oh, are you guys like a Christian band?" And I'm like, "No, it has nothing to do with."
Or a watermelon band.
Yeah, dude, a succulent watermelon band, man.
Yeah, it's like the juicy kind.
Yeah, the juicy kind. Yeah, so it's about like the relationship between two people being compared to like a chapel, like how if you have like the relationship between two people, it kind of is like building a chapel where you both have this like sanctum that's kind of like sacred in a way, and it's basically about like one person watching the other like basically just burn that down and just like waste it away, like how you people form these connections that are pretty sacred in a way, and then it's just about the betrayal of one person and it all just coming crashing down.
Gotcha. That changes my perspective now.
Yeah,
I love talking about that. Yeah, I'd like to.
And I mentioned earlier that like I really like to try not to like pigeonhole our like lyrics and stuff, but this is like probably the most pigeonholed song. Like, this is the one that like has the most like actual accurate description where it's like this is going a direction.
Yeah, for sure. This one's emotional. All right, the watermelon, the Colin and the Watermelons. Hey, yeah, if you get older, when you get older, you can start a band called Colin and the Watermelons.
Dude, I'm down. Yeah,
you heard it here first, right? All right,
it'll be a ska band. Yeah,
yes, for sure. With only clarinets.
Yeah, dude, not even drums.
Squeaky ass clarinet. Yeah, no drum. You don't need drums.
Yeah, just clarinets.
Maybe like a djembe or something. I don't know. All right, here's Sindria with the Chapel.
Take me to another chapel. I need to be free from this cell. I can't see the light anymore. Yeah, to the ends we go. Don't take your time if all you're gonna do is run away. Don't waste another breath on words that you were gonna say. So take me down now. Break down! I wanna show you how. In this place of hell, worship in the church of another. How could you falter? Burn! Let the flames burn higher and reveal to the fire. So turn this glass to ash. Easy come, easy go, it's all you know. Yeah, take a look at yourself and leave some room to grow. So tired of shame, so tired of guilt, so tired of pain. Yeah, will you change for the best, or am I still too late? And now we're so lost in the night. I feel you now, your cold blood's running wild. So full of doubt, you feel me now from the ground. Now you fall out. Don't take your time if all you're gonna do is run away. Don't waste another breath on words that you were gonna say. So take me down now. I'm tired of waiting for the rapture to swallow you. We both have promises we knew were never true. So soon as we go. Thankless! Can't hide your sins! Oh!
That's great. I was what I was sitting here thinking about was like it's got some hooks in it, you know, that brings you back. Maybe like a chorus, I guess, but not too cheesy like on the radio chorus. You know, like it's
yeah.
But it does bring you back in and it keeps you thinking about, okay, well, what's going to happen next in this? You know, where are they going to go now? It keeps you involved. You know.
Totally. Yeah.
I love it.
That song is we try a lot to be like really versatile, you know. I think that's like one of our goals as a band, is just be like really versatile and find ways to make really dynamic changes in our songs and still have them be like flow, you know, still have them kind of flow and feel like the same band, you know. And I feel like you can hear that in a more like raw sense when you listen to like our EP from like song to song, right? Where like you listen to certain songs on it that are like pretty slow and pretty hooky, chorusy, and then there's like other songs that are like really heavy, right?
Yeah, I get that.
And now as a band, we're like, well, that created this weird dynamic because you had like songs that were like, so we're playing a live set, for example, and you have like, you play like one song is like super slow, and right after you're playing a song that's super heavy. Well, now like to kind of fix that, and it was like, man, this sounds like two different bands, you know. So to fix that, we're like, well, let's make all of our songs more dynamic in a way, you know. And of course we'll have like the extra heavy songs, and then we'll have the extra slow songs, but like everything should have that same like dynamic feel to it, you know. Yeah.
It sounds terrific. And you say there's going to be an EP coming. Tell us what else is coming up with you. If you have any shows around you, if you're coming to the East Coast, that'd be terrific. You can stay here. I'll kick Mike out, and you can sleep in his bed.
So yeah, our goal right now is we have a whole 7-song EP. It's called it's going to be a 2-part EP, so there's part 1 and part 2. It's called Death Ascension.
Okay.
And so there's 7 songs on it. There's the 3 that we got now, and then on the 22nd, April 22nd, we have another song coming out that actually called Intoxicate, that features Tom Barber from Chelsea Grin and Darko.
Sweet.
And then so that'll come out on the 22nd, and then we got
this Saturday.
this Saturday. And then we got a couple more coming out, and then once we're releasing everything as singles. So once everything is all out as singles, we'll release the EP. And then I know that we have 2 shows booked right now. One at the Roseville Goldfield with Icon for Hire, and then we have another one after that coming up with a band called Idle Minds, and they're from Reno.
Nice.
So yeah, we got those two shows right now, and then hopefully I'm gonna book a couple more and maybe a tour or something like that, and then we're gonna do our like once the EP actually comes out, we'll do our EP release show as well that we're already kind of working on getting that planned too. So we'll have like an EP release show, but.
Well, tell those bands and any other bands in your area that you came on a really weird show and talked about wieners, but you also got to talk about your music too. You know?
Hell yeah.
It's mainly about no, you don't. No, but I would love to hear more, and hear and meet other bands in Sacramento area just because it's
Totally
seems like a cool scene, you know.
Yeah, dude. No, there's a lot of bands in this scene that are fucking awesome. Yeah, I could start naming them off, and I know I'd forget somebody. But yeah, there's a lot of bands in this scene that are awesome.
This other one,
I could even just send you a list of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I'll bother the crap out of them. Where was this? Sometimes it's hard to find them because it's not like the band name at Gmail or whatever. It's just
yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to take up time. Let me look at my email. Just sit there for. I don't want to do that. I kind of need your help with something. I know you'll be able to do this.
Yeah.
The Amber's Wake guys were phenomenal in this.
Okay.
So I think you can. I think even though there was all of them, I think you could top them. Just you, all of them. Okay.
All right.
Now I was telling you before we went live that I'm going to a show tomorrow, and I'm super excited for. The band's from San Diego. And they're really, really cool guys. They're touring with Empty and Meadows. Meadows will hear in a little bit to play us out of the show. But they are called. Are you ready? The Undertaking. Okay. Now the reason I way before I even had them on the show, when I talked to I found them on YouTube just like browsing music, and I hit them up on Instagram, and they had some things going on, and we were trying to schedule, but every time I would mention their name on the show, I would say it like that, and I would, a lot of people would like, jump because they didn't know I was going to do that. But, so it was funny, and I made a crap leading up to their show appearance. I was doing that, so I went back and took out clips of each instance I did that and put it on one like 15-second clip, so it's like the Undertaking, and then it said the Undertaking tomorrow at whatever time. So I was like, the only way I will stop doing that is if they tell me to stop when they come on the show. Well, they didn't. They said, nobody's ever done that, so yeah, keep it up. So
yeah,
I
do it.
did, and I am, and I'm going to interview them in person, which I'm so excited about. Tomorrow night. I don't know whether it's going to be live yet. It just depends on where we're going to sit down and do this. It's only going to be like maybe 20 minutes, half hour. I don't want to take up all their time. It's a show. For them, so I just want to sit down just for a little bit and talk to them. So if it's live, it's live. It might just be on Instagram. It might be on somewhere. But if it's pre-recorded, then of course I'll have to come back and edit it and do it. But I've done that before, so it's fine. But if we do it live, it'll be in the evening, sometime tomorrow in the evening, 6-ish, between 6 and 8, I'd say, because I think the show starts at 8 or maybe 9. I don't know. I'm not there yet. We'll see. But I'm gonna go early. I'm gonna leave town early, and get to the hotel and scrub myself down a little bit. But it's only 2 hours from here, so it's not like I'm going on a journey. So, but this is what I need your help with. I need you to say it like I say it, because I mean I don't just say. I mean I know I did it before we went live, but I didn't want to go out because you just met me, But I need you to say the Undertaking as best as
down.
Okay.
All right. And just the Undertaking.
That was damn good. That was damn good.
Right.
I will clip that. I'm gonna tonight. I'm gonna have to go through and look, look a few shows, leading up to this, and so you will be in that.
Hell yeah.
Amber's Wake guys will be in it. I don't think I did it with Cam on Sunday. I can't remember. I have to go back. I don't think I did, but I Friday was pretty good. Yeah, Friday with Matthew from the FUs. He couldn't. He was in his apartment, so he wasn't able to scream. It was quiet time. So he whispered it. That's what he did. So I have to put that in there too. So that'll be fun. It'll be Meadows, Empty, and The Undertaking.
Hell yeah, dude.
My mixer, every time I do that, it goes red lines every time. Undertaking. If I do it from back here, it'd be all right. The Undertaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun there. Okay. I'll do that for next time. I don't want to blow the thing. Colin, it was very nice to meet you. It was great talking wieners with you.
Yeah, man. I'm down to talk wieners with you anytime.
That's good. That'll be on the clip. No. Come back on the show. Bring the other guys. Sit in the back and make fun of them while I interview them about wieners.
I'm down. Yeah.
Best wishes with the EP and everything coming up, and come back on the show in a few months and let's talk about it. And
yeah,
let's
100%,
try to get you. Let's try to get you over this way. Maybe bring Amber's Wake with you. Go on a little tour, and
hell yeah, dude.
and we'd love to have you over here. Bring somebody. Bring that. Bring the what is it? The California vibe.
Yeah, dude. You have to send me a list of some venues out there we can look at. You know what I mean? Figure out where we're gonna go. You know.
We have some legendary venues out in the East, and very good
perfect,
ones
yeah.
I've been to. A lot of DIY ones that are just, like very famous, very legendary people have played on certain stages, and it's just
Yeah, dude.
it's cool to go to them. Just to just go for an evening. But yeah, we got a lot of places. Like, I'm sure it's like that out there too. It's probably like that everywhere. But
Yeah.
actually, the show tomorrow is in a bowling alley.
Oh,
It's-
sick.
It's West
I've
Side
played in
Bowling.
the bowling alley.
Yeah, West Side Bowling in Youngstown. In Youngstown, Ohio. I haven't been there yet. But a lot. They have a stage, they have a bar, they have food, and they have a bowling alley.
Nice. Yeah.
That'll be
yeah.
fun.
Oh,
It'll be my
yeah.
first time there, so can't wait for that.
Yep.
Your guys' stuff is on all platforms, and you have a website also, right?
We don't have we're working on a website right now.
Websites are overrated anymore. As long as you have a link tree, then you're good.
Yeah. Our Instagram has a link tree on it to all of our stuff, and then with the website thing, we'll probably make one once we have because we're working on doing all of our own merch, printing all of our own merch and stuff too. Our drummer is a graphic designer, so he does all of our merch stuff. Or most of our merch stuff. So once we get that set up, we'll have a website set up, so we'll have like the online store there. But we're still working on it. So
Send me your snail mail. I want to send you guys some of the new Acute Mania Live bumper stickers.
oh yeah, hell yeah.
I need to do a mailing here pretty soon for the shows previously I've done. But I just got these. I got a whole ass ton of them. So
Nice, dude.
love to send them out to you guys.
A literal ass load.
Yes, a wiener ass load. What? And if you guys have any stickers, I would love to have. I can't. Let me see if I can. I might be able to.
Yeah, I got a couple small ones, so we'll do. I'll send you.
I do drum heads. So
Oh, sick.
that
sick.
one, and I don't know if I can pan up here far enough. Yeah, you can see the kind of the bottom of those.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I'm on the black one now. But I have others. I
Cool,
I
yeah.
dabble on the drums, so I have some drum
Maybe
heads.
send you a head too. I know our drummer just changed his heads and they're sitting in my studio. So
Have everybody sign it. Yeah, I'll put
yeah, I'm
it up,
down. Yeah,
I'll put it up
Yeah,
right
we'll do
behind me. Yeah, it'll be up there forever.
Hell yeah, dude.
Awesome, man. It was very nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I'm going to play us out the show with this fantastic band. I can't wait to see them either. I don't know much about them, but I'm going to give them my card tomorrow night and force them to come on the show and talk about wieners. So, and other things, the song's called The Depths. It's one of those words where you feel bad not pronouncing all the letters. The depths. Depths. And the band is called Meadows. And Colin, thank you again for being on the show. It was very nice meeting you and talking whatever we talked about. And best wishes. We'll talk
Cool,
soon.
yeah. Thank you very much for having me on.
And I'm not gonna. I usually change this marquee thing at the end of the show, but my next show is not until the 24th with the Get Right band out of I believe they're Asheville, North Carolina. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna wipe Sindria off of there and just change the 1 to a 2, because sometimes I'll pick somebody up in between. That's like 2 weeks from now. So that's what I'll do at the end of the show. But nice meeting you, man. We'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow from Youngstown, maybe pre-recorded. I don't know what's going on. Depends on what time they.
Sick.
So we'll see
right,
you. Have
man.
a good night.
Yeah. See ya. Peace.
Wake